There's a little bit. I went out there. I don't usually go out, but I went out and the boys were a little bit on the back foot, and we knew we had to do something pretty quickly to turn the game around. Getting his wicket was the key. So for look, very much Dhoni has an open plan when he goes into play, and what I do is back his judgment every time. So we don't have a set style of play that we look to put in place. Right from the first over, he is looking and trying to get in front of the game, and Jadeja to get his wicket at that time is the right move. And whether we can in future use him earlier, we'll look at that. But to get him out at that stage was the game changer. Not at the moment. I've got a young family, so I've got 3 young kids at home, and after spending 20 years on the road with international cricket, I'm very comfortable with the 2 months to get my cricket fix, and I'm very lucky that I'm coach of an outstanding side. So I'm not going to change that balance at the moment, whether it's something I look at in the future, but the balance between IPL and family is very good for me at the moment. Yeah, I think it's a massive factor, and our consistency and loyalty and selection, I think, gets rewarded in consistency and in performance. And the advantage now that we've built up 6 years together and been lucky enough to play finals and semi-finals, we know what's expected. It doesn't guarantee us success at all, and come the final we may play poorly, but our preparation and our approach to it will be one based on experience and consistency. We try to be as consistent as we can, and we've got the players to do that. From Hussey through, we've got players that can be consistent but also change the nature of a game, and I think that's the value of a good 2020 side. He's been great, hasn't he? And it's unbelievable that he's playing so well, and I think if you asked him, he would be a little bit shocked at how well he's played. Even today, playing the young men shots with the sweeping Malinga, I had a crack at him about being too old for playing those shots. He's too traditional to do that. But look, he's even developing into a better 2020 player. He's solely concentrating on that and exploring even other ways of getting better. So he's absolute professional and delight to have around the side. And there's no doubt that Indian players, international players, feed off his success. So he's been an absolute catalyst for our performance this year. Well, it's a combination of a lot of things. It's the selection policy, it's the quality of player that we've got on our side, it's the maturity of player, the mix of player, and a good franchise. We've got a very solid franchise. We're conservative in our approach, but that provides a good base, and we have good relationships throughout from the top down. And that's important in a game that's emotionally driven and up and down in results. You need to have consistency. And we've certainly tried to do that with our selections. We're criticised at times for perhaps being too boring, but we understand the value of putting faith in players, and they repay that tenfold. So we've now got one more game of this season. As I said before, there's no guarantees. It's going to be tough, whether it's Mumbai again or one of the other 2 sides. It'll be a fitting final, but I'm very hopeful that we can put in a solid performance.